Okay, we are live, I think. Yeah, I haven't done a live stream for a long time, so I thought, I don't have any video for today, so I thought I would do a live stream. Yeah, and I'm going to talk about political double standards, I guess. Um, you know, it's something that I will say it's the left. They do that the most, people on the right do it as well, but it's a thing that the left see. They seem to don't they can't see when they're doing it, I think. So I have a perfect example. I have a perfect example. I could give you many examples, but yeah, I'll just give it a few seconds while people can join the chat. Good to see so many nice and wonderful people here. Cheers. Yeah, you know, there is a band, I musicians, two guys making rap music in Norway. And if you ask Norwegians, many Norwegians will actually say they think that they are world famous, but they're not. We have this expression in Norway, verdenskjent i Norge, which means world famous in Norway. It's this perception that Norwegians tend to have that um, some people are just celebrities worldwide, international celebrities, but in reality, hardly anyone knows who they are outside of Norway, and that's the case. And I think that's the case here. So, um, and I operate using the principle, the Old Norse principle, that people you don't respect should never be mentioned by name. But it's very difficult to do it because you need to know who I'm talking about. I'm talking about, you know what? I'll get to the. Let me just comment on the Norwegian king dying. He died this morning, so I'll just comment briefly on that. I knew it would come up. So yeah, I'm not emotionally invested in that. I'm an anti-royalist, and I never met the guy. He was nearly 90 years old. He had a very privileged life, uh, probably quite an interesting life, and that's all. Um, yeah, so there is a band, a rap duo in Norway, which is called Karpe. I think they used to be called Carpe Diem, seize the day. Um, and now they're called Karpe. And they are singing, if I can use such a word, about how difficult it is to live in Norway is as an immigrant. Growing up as an immigrant in Norway, it's such a hard life, very hard life. Oh, it's such a hard life. Yeah, um, yeah. So they must be the most politically correct artists in the kingdom of Norway, and they are on the left, of course, and they've been hailed by the politically correct for as long as I can remember, Um, and they have, interestingly now, received a prize that is given each year to people who have a brave voice, and it's a prize given to those who stand up for the right the right to speech, your right to speech, your right to expression, right? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Um, but then, of course, people they got the prize, and then people started reminding these journalists, we should stop calling them journalists. They're just doing PR for the politically left. Um, they people started reminding them that, oh, these guys, they have a song, if we can call it that, about pouring gasoline over um, someone. It's someone on the right, a political youth. What do you call it? The youth party, So we have a political party in Norway called the Progress Party. It's not on the left. Sounds like it's on the left. It's on the right, and they have this song about pouring gasoline and setting one from that political youth party on fire. Yeah, the Divina. Yes, that's what they're saying in that song. I want to torch one of those and pour them gasoline on over them and set them on fire. Um, yeah, we are back to the old setup here. The microphone is not as good, and but it is what it is. This is kind of impulsive, informal, and infernal. They also have a song about killing the leader of said party, the Progress Party, the former leader. For these are old songs, and then there was this big debate about this, and the intellectuals, the intellectuals, they said, "Oh, you must remember, this is art. This is art. It's not to be taken literally. This is art. This is fine art." I'm doing like Trump now. Is doing like this. I should impersonate Trump. That's my. I will fall back on that if this doesn't work out. Yeah. So they were saying, the intellectuals, that, oh, you're so stupid. People are so stupid because they can't understand that this is not to be taken literally. This is art. Now, I have a tiny little bit of experience in the fine arts. I do. Uh, I've been a novelist since I was 19 years old, and now I'm 30. Now I'm 30. No, I'm not 30. I'm in my 50s. And it's like the lyrics that I have seen coming from that rap duo, they are as exciting as watching paint dry. They are very, very flat. I can't see a deeper meaning. A deeper meaning is when you write a story. Uh, Hemingway, The Old Man and the Sea. Very good, very, very good example of that. It's it's a story. If you haven't read it, it's a story about the old man, and he goes fishing basically. But that's not what the story is about. There's a deeper layer, and in my mind, that's art, because you're telling a story, but you're actually telling a story about something else, something deeper. You can't find that in the lyrics of this rap duo. And it's like these intellectuals, they are saying that, oh, you're so stupid, you can't see that this is art. People are not that stupid. This is a text. I had a look at the text, and it's a text uh, where, how should I say this in English? Um, yeah, I think it's in English. It's called the first, told in first person view. You know what I'm saying? So it's I will do this. I will do this. I am this and that. You know, but it's obviously not the singer singing about himself. It's they're telling a story from the viewpoint of someone else. Someone that seems to be, he's bluffing, he tries to be very tough, very hard, and all of that. And that's why he's bragging about, oh, he's going to uh, put one of these political people on the left on fire and all of that. And this is such a good example of how intellectuals think they're so fucking smart. They think that people can't see that. People can see that. And people are not reacting because they don't understand. They're reacting because if it had said, instead of I'll torch someone on the political right, it had said I'll torch someone in the Labour Party, for instance, the public debate would have been very different. And we all know that. This is the double standard that the left is using all the time. It gets old because we at this point have come to expect it now. So it's not that people don't understand, it's that people are reacting to these two rap artists getting a prize for being brave and speaking their mind, while they have texts that, let's be honest, when they do concerts with these texts, people, their fans, they love that because they hate people on the political right, and they are very often violent towards not necessarily people on the political right, but people who look like me, white people. That's the truth. If you're my age or younger, you grew up with that. You knew that you shouldn't even look at a girl if you're teenager, and you look at a girl that these gangs have marked as theirs. They will attack you, and they're very cowardly people, and they will attack you like a big gang will attack you. We grew up with that, but that is not to be mentioned. And giving a prize for being so stunning and brave when you're the most politically correct artists in Norway is just sickening. It's just sickening. Raise your hand if you've been physically attacked by people on the political left. I have. It didn't work out so well for them. Raise your hand if you've been physically attacked by people with an ethnic background not in Norway. Let's put it that way. I have. It didn't work so well for those people, and it's been several. I'm just being honest with you here. I'm a big guy. I've done, years of martial arts. I'm not saying this to brag. I wish I'd never been in a fight. No, Tom, I'm not saying that the political right is never violent. I'm saying that if you grow up in Norway, if you're my age or younger, you know how this works. You know how this works. But yeah, put a big bag on your head and pretend it doesn't exist if you want to. So yeah, how many times have I been physically attacked by people who looked like they, had a ethnic background from the Middle East? 3 or 4 times. Yeah, and I'm not someone who, is looking for trouble. You know, my brother was nearly killed by a gang of those people. I'm, and it's gotten to the point now where we need to be honest about this. And when they give prizes to people who actually encourage violence against those who, you know, like me, maybe like you, when we give prizes to them, We need to call it that out. They wouldn't have given a prize to someone who encouraged violence against someone on the political left. And this is just sickening. It needs to stop. Um, and it's like if I'm at the point now where or I've been at that point a long time. I'm past the point. I'm past the point where you can call me a racist. I know I'm not a racist. I don't care where your ethnic background is from. I don't care. Uh, and you know those people. I think the people suffering the most from this culture that comes with certain ethnic groups that is those people themselves, especially the women. But again, it's the double standards. It's the double standards. Why do they give prizes to people like that? I can come up with many, many people who deserved a prize for standing up for what you believe and speaking your mind much more. These two guys, they've been given all the politically correct prizes you can get. You know, people are writing, "I'm Italian, I'm from Bosnia," and so on. I have nothing against anyone for coming to Norway and being from a different place. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just calling out this for what it is. And I think it should be mentioned that every day uh, kids with a Caucasian or white perplexion, they get beaten up at school by these people who have yeah, I don't have to repeat myself. So you know Tyrdam from Sweden says we have rappers that have been sentenced to jail getting prizes. Yeah. And another thing is that I'm I've had the misfortune of hearing some of that music on the TV, on the radio, uh, and before I could switch channel, I've heard a little bit up through the years. It's not, I mean, it's not brilliant. It's very boring. Um, but that's just me, I guess. That's what some people, they just enjoy very, very, very simple music. Very simple music. Uh, but yeah, so the funny thing is that I have quite a good memory, actually. It has helped me in many occasions. And I remember years ago there was this Norwegian black metal band, and they had a song where they are mocking Muhammad, like Muhammad from Islam. Um, and they were playing at the festival, and actually it was not cancelled. They were not taken off the poster. Hold on, I'll just close the door. Hold on. Stay right there. I'll be back. I'll be back. I didn't get the accent right. I am back. Was that Toke? Yeah, so they had this song about they were mocking Muhammad from Islam, and all those people, I remember, they said, "Oh, this is terrible. This is terrible. They are They should not be allowed on that festival. And then, nobody's were saying, "Oh, this is fine art." They didn't say that then. Isn't it funny how that works? Um, so again, the double standards, and I find it kind of funny because it's so obvious how this works, and it's like it's okay when you are mocking like ethnic Europeans. That's okay. Yeah, that's great. That's brave and stunning and brave. And it's okay. You can mock Christianity. You know, I'm not a Christian. You know this, and I think all religions should be mocked. That's a good thing. Um, but yeah, we can't mock Muhammad, can we? We should. We should do it every day. Um, wow. That's extremely kind of you. The Necromancer 21. I don't know how to um, what to say. Um, well, thank you, thank you. That's just. I'll click the heart. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Um, where was I? Yeah, so I remember the response from the journalists back then when this band they were going to play at this festival, and they had this song about Muhammad, mocking Muhammad. You know, um, there's nothing more to say here. Actually, I'll keep talking, but it's like it's so obviously double standards here, and it's so sickening. It's so sickening. And you know what? I do not like violence. I think that we have this ability as human beings to talk. So we should communicate, we should talk. But I think that violence starts when there are things at that point where we're not allowed to speak. That's when the violence starts. You get what I'm saying? Personally, I don't have any need to mock Muhammad or Jesus or whatever, but I have done so in the past, and I will probably do it again because it's not like if I feel like I should do it as an author, I will do it. You know, um, if it's a natural part of the story I'm telling, I will do it. So, yeah, it's just um, uh, there are two things about Norway that I really don't like. One thing is the taxes because they're sick, um, and the other thing is how Norwegians conform to it. It's very very easy to tell Norwegians what to think. Norwegians are not rebels, and that's very disappointing. Um, but yeah, I'll get to the chat now, and let's see here. Uh, there was a question here, and I just want to tell you, I if there are new subscribers in the chat, that's awesome. Welcome. This channel has seen some growth lately, actually. Um, Yeah. So yeah, welcome. There was a question, which music I like. Um, I don't like much music at all. I like Norse, some Norse folk. I like that. I'm not a big fan of uh, what's the name? Vardruna. Not a big fan. I'm not a big fan of Heilung either, but there are many, many good bands in that niche. I like black metal, some of it. I like Amon Amarth, was mentioned there. Dimmu Borgir, they released a new album recently, I think. Danheim is good, absolutely. Gealdir is my favorite. Gealdir and Danheim has been working together. Um, so yeah, um, let's see here. Yeah, you like Vardruna? No, not really. No. Um, the EU, yeah, I don't like the EU. I don't like the EU. Jacqueline saying you are the only real critical thinker and sensible man on the internet. Thank you very much. I don't think I am the only one. Uh, I will say that I try to be a critical thinker and I try to be sensible. I will also add that it's easier for me to say what I think because I don't risk losing my job. I think I've been shadow banned on YouTube for a long time, years now since COVID. So that train has left the station. Um, let's see here. Yeah. Um, if it's so hard, gains of glory, as saying, if it's so hard being an immigrant to Norway, why do they keep doing it? Anyone saying that is trying to take something from you. Um, yeah, it's not difficult to be, I'm not an immigrant to Norway, of course. I'm indigenous to Norway. Um, but I don't think it's difficult to be um, an immigrant in Norway or growing up as the son or daughter of an immigrant family. I don't think that's very difficult in here. Norwegians are quite tolerant. Racism is frowned upon, and uh, but it's a good story. They're selling that band. They are selling that story that it's so hard. It's so hard to be an immigrant in Norway. It's oh, it's that's a really tough and hard life. In reality, those two guys, they've had one of the most they've had the most privileged lives you can imagine. um, so, oh, tune in. Um, yeah, you have the one of my books. Awesome, awesome. So yeah, as I often say, I tell myself, people are not really that interested in listening to what you are saying and what you are what you think about the arts, music, and so on, especially music. I don't like rap. I did like Eminem when he was young and he was funny. That was kind of hilarious, actually. But I still listen to the same bands I listened to 20 years ago, no, 30 years ago. And yeah, those guys, they are my age now or older. And it's funny because, the singer in Amon Amarth, I was so surprised some months ago, or was it last year? Probably last year. The time flies by. Um, and the singer in Amon Amarth, he was 50. And I was like, what? He's just 20 years old. I thought he was 20 years old. And then I realized, oh, yeah, but he gets older too. Um, do you think your controversial views scare away English language book publishers? I don't think I have controversial views, but if to someone who is very woke and all of that, I guess I scare them away. At this point, I've kind of given up. I don't care anymore. They can just go and fondle themselves in a dark room, if you get what I'm saying. Yeah, I know book publishers are extremely woke, especially those on the in the USA, um, which is a shame because it hinders the art. So yeah, that's not good. Yeah, Amon Amarth mentioned absolutely. Yeah, that's a good band. Yeah, they have a new album now. Mm. Tyrion says they can sit and rotate on it. I'm sure they do that anyway. No, I think my problem is that I'm a pianist, as they say. Have you heard that expression? Um, no, that's not the right expression. It's like no, I'll take it back. You'll have to look it up. I won't even explain it. No, I kick and I hit them all. Um, yeah. So, which is interesting when you're on social media and YouTube because it's so tribal. So I was extremely critical of that criminal you had in office. What's his name again? Biden. Um, and then a lot of people started hating me because I'm not a Trump fan, you know? And I'm like, they're both bad. They are both very bad. They're both angry, old, and at this point, probably both of them senile old men. Free speech press. I'll try. I'll try. I'll make a note. I'll have to check if they publish fiction. No, that's the problem. My books are at this point not available in English. Okay, what was the name? Free Speech Press. Yeah. Eat Bake Sing says I was literally just playing the piano and stopped to watch this. No, I can't play the piano, but it's an expression. I'll have to explain it now. Okay. Um, I'm if someone say, "Oh, you're a racist," or something like that, a good response is, "I'm a pianist. I'm not a racist. I'm a pianist because I push down both the black and the white." But this is not really about racism. This is more about me criticizing both the right and the left and all of them, right? But yeah, that's why I didn't really want to explain that expression. But yeah, no, there you have it. Um, uh, yeah, yeah, racism is it's just so dumb, it's just dumb. That's what I want to say about it. Um, you discriminate equally. Yeah. um, yeah, thank you. Yep, feel free to use that expression. um, uh, Eat Bake Sing says, I don't think it is dumb to prefer to be with your own people, though, and that often gets labeled as racist. No, no, yeah, you're right, but also, who are your people? It's like, naturally, uh, most of the people that you know will be from your own ethnic group in most places. But I kind of disagree, because uh, who are like who are my people? Now, I that would be people who like to go hiking and so on. And uh, the guy, the most experienced outdoorsman I know is a black man from South Africa. So I would say he's one of my people. So it's more like what you're interested in, your values and stuff like that, than the color of your skin. Um, yeah. Uh, no, no, my books are in Bokmål. Um, and yeah, thank you for trying to learn Norwegian. Um, I'm getting encouraged to try a little bit more now to get my books published in English. Uh, yeah, yeah. Same with religion. Actually, I would say, no. Well, there are some exceptions. I don't think I could be friends with someone who is emotionally invested in the Abrahamic religions, like very very religious, uh, in Christian, Judaism, Islam. I don't think that would. No, I don't think I could, because that implies that they think I deserve to go to hell. And I don't want to spend time with people who think that, you know. Um, but I have Christian friends. Uh, I don't have any Muslim friends, but I I don't know I don't know that many people. Uh, King Harald is controversial. I don't think he was controversial. He never said anything controversial. Um, yeah, he had, he I think I will say a few words about that. on a personal level, I think that he did not deserve all the crap that happened in his family towards the end of his life. You know, um, like it's a circus. It's a circus. Like the oh yeah, we will have now. We now have a queen who had very very personal dealings with Epstein. Isn't that wonderful? Um, and there are of course rumors about lots of narcotics being consumed among the royals, and you of course have the royal rapist uh, who is in prison now. No, he's not in prison. He's allowed to do his sentence in the palace. It's like we have to go back to the 1800s, maybe 1700s, to find the equal, where because the royals used to be really crazy, like proper crazy people, fornicating maniacs. Yeah, so yeah. So it's like as an old man like that, I think his family did not treat him very well towards the end of his life. Um, it's not nice. Um, oh, Lindsay, Lindsay Shaw, just subscribe. That's wonderful. Welcome. Uh, yeah, a good point there from Tom. King Harald has created his own family. I'm not proud of our royal house. It is weak. A brothel. Avvikle. Yeah, we need to get rid of the monarchy in Norway. I agree. But still, a part of me feels that him being such an, so old, and it was painful to watch. It was painful to watch. Um, and I'm pretty sure that it will not take very long. Well, could take months, maybe a couple of years actually, before the new king makes himself unpopular because he's not his father. He's the new king in Norway. He used to be one of the so-called young leaders in the World Economic Forum. So he's one of their puppets. If you don't believe me, you can look it up. Uh, he was part of that program along with many other politicians who went on to become leaders in big countries, and Putin was also part of that. And I find that very interesting. Uh, let's see here. Yeah, I envy you Americans who got rid of your ties to UK. Monarchy is not a good thing at all. So, but yeah, that's what I wanted to say. Now people want to discuss the monarchy and all of that, and yeah, I'm getting some comments here. Thoughts on Amish maxing in Norway? I don't know what that is. I never heard that before. Um, guess who is still breathing? Is that me you're referring to? I am breathing. I have been uploading videos almost every day for a while. Oh, um, I'm having my first son. Comment here. I am having my first son in a few months. Any advice for expecting fathers in such a turbulent time? What can I expect for his future? Oh, it's difficult one. I will say just be there, be present, um, and teach us on critical thinking. Um, have a home filled with books and go out camping, go out hiking. You know, yeah. The dogs are doing fine. Thank you for asking. Uh, no, I didn't take it the wrong way. It's just informing you that I'm uploading videos almost every day now. Uh, yeah, don't let social media raise your kid. Absolutely. Yeah. Um, Gains of Glory says, I would rather have a monarch than be ruled by the majority when the majority is sub 80 IQ and only votes based on getting free stuff. So having a monarch, unless it's a dictatorship, it doesn't. You would still have a democracy, right? So it doesn't take that away. The majority is not sub 80 IQ. Are you talking about the USA or Norway? Or, I mean, the majority is around 100 IQ. But that means that since this IQ, it seems to distribute the IQ scores will be distributed following a bell curve, and you will have equally many dumber and wiser people than the average, right? And I think the average in is it's around 100 in most countries. Interestingly, um, men have a flatter curve on both sides, which means that there are more truly idiotic men and there are more truly brilliant men compared to women. So it's a slight difference, slight difference. It's not a big difference, but yeah, there are more male geniuses and idiots than female geniuses and idiots. uh, yeah, Divina, of course you're right. The royals are parasites and taxpayers. Yeah, and I will say that as someone who actually, I actually kind of liked the king who died. I think he seemed like a nice man, but that doesn't change. Um, that doesn't change the fact that I do not support monarchy. Yeah, men tend to sit on the extremes while women tend to be in the middle. Yeah. Um, so yeah. No, when it comes to all of that, Norway it's like nothing works here now. It's like all people can do on social media is express their grief of the king who died. And it's a little bit much because it's other people die too. You know, people are dying every day, and it's not a tragedy that someone who had a rich life, almost 90 years old, dies. It's sad if you're in the family, of course, but you know, I will say that it would be nice to see the same kind of reaction when kids in Gaza die. If you get what I'm saying, not the same reaction actually, more crying, more because that's a much bigger issue. Get what I'm saying here? But we all know it doesn't work like that. Laura, thank you. Yes, my son, yes, he has started university, and yeah, I think he is adjusting well to university life. Yes. Did the king support the jab? I don't know actually. I well, I don't know if he said anything about it. I don't know. Yeah. Okay. You know what? I have some other things I need to do. So yeah, now I didn't have any video for you today, but you'll have we have this one instead. Now I've been kind of showing you the top of my t-shirt. I'll stand up. Dwight Schrute's Gym for Muscles. Turning the gym that turns fat into cash. Because I guess you've seen The Office, the US version of The Office, where Dwight he starts a gym, a very crap gym, to make money because he is always trying to make more money, and that's Dwight Schrute there, and now he has lots of muscles. That's funny. uh, was Jarl Estrid Håkon a black female? I can't answer that just unprepared like that. But thank you for the donation. Thank you for the donation. My deadlift max 320 kilos. In great shape. Well, thank you. Thank you. I'm not in competitive powerlifting now at the moment, but thank you anyway. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I think I'll just have to say goodbye now and check out the video on the main channel tomorrow. As usual, new video on the main channel, linked in the video description to the main channel. I'll share it to this channel, or I'll use the collaboration feature, as usual. Yeah, as usual, also a new video on the main channel every Saturday. I'll try to just make a lot of videos now because that seems to be necessary on YouTube now, at least for me. Okay, have a wonderful day and take care. Bye bye.